What's up guys, Josh aka Savage Hydra here, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Last time we made our way out of Blighttown after finishing our time down there to beat Quelaag, level up in the Chaos Servant Covenant in order to get some pyromancies, and rang the second Bell of Awakening to open Sen's Fortress. Also, as I mentioned last time, we spoke to the Pyromancer, Laurentius of the Great Swamp, and now that I've come back into the game, he's no longer here, so he will be hollowed and down in the Great Swamp for us to not in the Great Swamp, in the Poison Bogs of Blighttown when we go back down there eventually, for us to kill. Also, I left the last episode on a cliffhanger, and that thing is now there. This is Frampt, Primordial Servant, and I'm not actually going to talk to him, just for the sake of if you talk to him now, you will not be able to talk to a certain other character later on, and I want to be able to talk to that character to show what that can be done with. So, basically what he'll say is about Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and how he's kindled the fire to preserve the Age of Fire. And that we need to go and get the Lord Vessel from Anor Londo to be able to then kindle the fire, go and kindle the fire ourselves to preserve the Age of Fire. To link the fire, sorry, that's what it's called, linking the fire. Other things we can do, I don't know whether this guy has any new dialogue for us. Oh, they're still here. Ooh, they're still here.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them. So
Nothing's changed there. Nothing's changed with our sorcerer friend down here. So the only person that's gone is Laurentius. And we can talk to this guy here.
Did you ring the second bell? That is incredible, I must say. But now we have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you. Damn, that's stench. And I was really beginning to like it here. Maybe it's time I do something about it.
What does that mean?
Maybe it's time.
So we've exhausted his dialogue, and now that actually means that he's going to leave Firelink Shrine, because he doesn't like the fact that Frampt's here now, and he doesn't. Frampt, quite frankly, it disgusts him. But one thing that I will do, last time on our exit from Blighttown, we did pick up some new armor, the Crimson armor. Which looks like this. And if we look at its description, robe of the sorcerers who flooded New Londo to seal away the Dark Wraiths and the 4 kings who descended into Dark. The sealers were once known as healers, and the bright crimson was a symbol of that. So this is the armor of a few sorcerers that went down to... We were down in New Londo. We came out in the New Londo ruins, out of Blighttown, last episode. And that whole area is underwater, essentially, apart from a few areas. And they did that to seal away the encroaching darkness. Or the Dark, as it's called. But as you see, compared to a lot of our stuff, if we put on what we had before... Was it that? No, it wasn't that. It was the Wanderer's stuff? It was the Wanderer's coat. Was it what Wanderer's Manchette and... I believe it was Wanderer boots as well. I think that was what we had on. Yes. So if we look at the Crimson armor compared to what we have, physical defenses are all down. But magic defense and lightning defense are up, fire defense is down, and it has some decent poison and curse resist, and it's really, really low weight. But I'm going to keep with the Elite Knight Helm. Compared to the Wanderer coat, we see that it is far, far superior. Better in pretty much every way except fire defense, so we'll go with that. The gloves, again, not that great. We can actually go with... I might get the Elite Knight ones out and I might get a load of gauntlets out and see which ones are the best for us. But you see also the Crimson Waistcloth is actually better than the Elite Knight leggings by quite a way. So we're definitely putting the Crimson Waistcloth on. But I'm just going to access the bottomless box quickly. And we can put away all the things that we don't want to use. The Claymore we're using, the Servo we're not using, S-Stock we're not using, Butcher Knife we're not using, Great Club we're not using, Tin Banishment Catalyst we're not using, Plank Shield we're not using, Grass Crest Shield I keep, that's that for that, those are fine. Armors, I'm going to take out any gauntlets and put away anything that we're not currently using, just because the Crimson armor is that good. Sorcerer's gauntlets are going to be bad, so I won't bother putting them in, getting them out. Heavy boots, we're not using the Mask of the Sealer, we're not using Crimson gloves. Shadow Mask, Shadow Garb, Shadow Leggings, Hollow Warrior Armors. Don't want any of that. There we go. The rings we'll keep out just for the sake of it. We don't actually need the Rusted Iron Ring anymore for pretty much anything, which is good. But we'll just get that out again when we go back to Blighttown. But I think that should be it for now. And let's have a look at our gauntlets and see what we can use. What's going to be best for us. These Wanderers ones look pretty good. Where's the Elite Knight ones? Elite Knight gauntlets, there we go. No, that's armor. Elite Knight gauntlets, right, okay. So I think... let's unequip them and we'll see what's the best. So that's going to be a lot... Elite Knight gauntlets I think have the highest physical defense of any of them. And then if we look at other comparisons, I don't think it's really going to be worth using anything other than these. So this is fun. This will be our armor set for now. But I'm also going to take out... where's our halberd? It's +5 club. There's the halberd. Yes. Because I am going to... it's a quality weapon, which is good because it balances with our dex and strength, which we're kind of investing in roughly equally. But as I said in Blighttown, we did do some farming for some green titanite shards, which is important. And I'm also actually going to start using all of these souls. Because we have some upgrading to do. Actually, how many are we going to need? That is the question. Because if we can't take... I'm not sure how many titanite shards we've got, but we need to get the halberd to +5. And then, because we've given Andre the Divine Ember, he can then use green titanite to take our +5 halberd to a divine halberd, which will be very useful for us.
Well, you need any?
But let's modify, no, let's reinforce. Right, we've got no titanite right now. So let's purchase as much titanite as we can. and hopefully we can get the halberd to +5. If not, I might have to just do a little bit of off-screen grinding to get the souls we need to be able to do that. Purchase item. Right, I'm going to need to do a little bit of off-screen grinding, so I will cut back to when I have the Titanite that I need. So we're back with Andre. I've done some grinding, and if you take a look, I've got my halberd up to +5. So if you have a look at that now, you see it's got a D scaling in strength and a C scaling in dexterity, and doing 165 plus 57 damage. And now what we can do with these souls is talk to Andre and modify equipment, and we can take it up to +6 maybe, but we can also take it to divine, and we lose base damage but we gain magic damage there, the 136. So let's upgrade it that way. And we've got a divine using our green titanite. Now let's have a quick look at it now. The divine halberd. So it's now got an E scaling in both of its dexterity and strength, but a C scaling now in faith. So we've shifted damage from physical to magic and added faith scaling onto the ability, which is one of the reasons why I want to put a few more points in faith. But there's another reason why divine weapons are particularly helpful for where we want to go. And that is, if I reinforce it, I'm going to take it as far up as I can. Up to +5. So now to be able to modify equipment up to... No, we can't get it to +5. Okay, that's fine. So, divine weapons, as we saw, the divine ember told us in its item description. I'm not sure whether I read it or not, but it says that it's particularly good against the spawn of necromancers, and that is entirely true, because there are areas in the game where, well, there are areas in the game that have enemies that are revived and don't die. And divine weapons prevent that revival. So I'm going to be going to the catacombs, because there is a boss down there that we want to fight, and he's going to give us a particular item that I want to get before we go to Sen's Fortress. So with our divine halberd in our offhand, and we are actually fat rolling now, which is slightly annoying, but it will do. We are going to be going this way, past Framps. Don't talk to him, I'm ignoring him. And we're going to be going and exploring this area down here. There's a few items in this initial area, but we'll be going to deal with the skeletons. Pick up an item here. These guys don't respawn. These ones aren't reviving ones, which is nice, because the reviving ones are incredibly frustrating to deal with if you don't have a divine weapon. But we just have more items to pick up here. Another large soul of lost undead. Some more skeletons. And you're going to go this way. We have a giant skeleton. Oh dear. La. Deal with you. La. 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 3 hits and he's down. So our plus 10 claymores pretty strong. We're not one-shotting anything. We just got some Estus from the bonfire, from Firelink. And we can head over here. We can see an item there. And these are the binoculars, and you can just use those to like kind of zoom in on places and have a look around the area. And we have an item there if I go around the right way. Zweihander, which is a massive, massive, massive greatsword. And yeah. We're not going to be using that because it's rather heavy, incredibly heavy. So we're not going to be using that. And there's a winged spear, and we'll deal with you. And he dropped an item for us. We are so lucky. That's a rare. The giant skeletons have a rare drop of Murakumo. Now Murakumo is essentially a massive, massive, sort of halfway between a katana and a greatsword. It's a really nice weapon. It's got a nice swing. It's got good range. Like everything about it, I like. We don't. It is mainly a dex scaling weapon though, rather than a strength scaling weapon. But it has a high strength requirement, so we're probably not going to end up using it in this playthrough. But I definitely recommend it if you're going for a dexterity playthrough. Just get the 28 strength that you need to wield this weapon, and then go to town with your dexterity, and you will do so much damage. But we are going to head down here. And this is where we will start seeing our first reviving skeletons. And this place is probably darker than Blighttown as well, in certain areas. But there is one place in the game that is so dark, it's not even funny. So, we'll take this guy out. As you see, we didn't actually gain any souls from that. And he's going to lift himself back up again. So I'm going to take out our Divine Halberd and strike him twice, and we gain souls, and he won't revive. But we're going to be using our Halberd throughout this area, I think. But I'm just going to take us now to the first bonfire in the catacombs. And these are wisps anyway. They will just explode when they get close enough, but you can block it. And, ooh. 2 hits with a halberd is enough to kill these guys, so that's really nice to know. And I think there's a ladder here, so you can climb down. But yeah, you always want to be wary of the wisps, because if they catch you off guard, they can do a lot of damage, but essentially they'll just float towards you and then self-destruct. So they're not too much of an issue. Let's take you out. I'll take you out. Get a falchion. Wander through here. A couple more skeletons to deal with. Take you out. And I'll take you out. And as you see right now, our pathway is blocked. So what we're going to go do is head down this little hole here. And deal with this friendly guy. And by friendly I mean throws fireballs at us. But all you need to do is take this guy out. And now you don't need to worry about the respawning, the revival of the skeletons. Because this is one of the necromancers. And he's the one that's reviving them. And we have our bonfire. So we can light this bonfire, and we have our first checkpoint in the catacombs. We'll rest. Nowhere near enough souls to level up, but I will repair all our equipment just for the sake of it. And I think that will be it for this episode. We've got our Divine Halberd. We've got the ability to take out these skeletons without them reviving on us. And we have the means to go through the catacombs somewhat easily. So I will see you guys in the next episode.